Hi everyone, welcome. Always into something here, and today I'm just going to do a review on a pool cleaner that I recently purchased. It's an Amazon special, but it's a Wybot, and it's a C1 robotic pool cleaner for in-ground pools. And I just wanted to go through this thing. It's been pretty impressive. I had one years ago. The family bought me for Father's Day, and it conked out after a year. And recently, my wife bought me this for my anniversary, and it's just been really good. What's unique about this and some of the other models is now they also clean the walls besides the floor. So there's not much to it. You just plug it in to charge it. On this particular model, this is a sealed cap. So you plug it in there. There's a light on the other side. It shows you when it's charged. And then you just thread that back on. There's an O-ring. And then here is the filter. And there's just a little hatch there on the bottom to dump everything out. We can go through that when it's all done. Let's get this back in here. Close that. And then what we're going to do, this is the power button, and then here's a light that tells you that it's operating and just what it's doing. So I'm going to give you a quick view of the pool, and you can see, of course, the shade is kind of messing it up, but there's quite a bit of leaves and debris in there. Obviously it doesn't get anything floating, but you can see what's on the ground, or I hope that that's coming out in the camera. And then we'll do another walk around when everything's done, and hopefully you can see how well it cleans. This works off of a Wi-Fi connection with your phone. And let me fire the app up, but you got to turn the unit on, and you've got a few seconds to turn the app on, and you can select whether you want the floor, the walls, the floors. There's a few settings that you can do, and it's supposed to run for 150 minutes. I've never really timed it. I'll time it today. It's pretty much set it and forget it. Once you put it in the water, I just kind of leave it alone, come back, and the pool's clean. So let me get the app fired up, and we'll throw this thing in and see what it does. Okay, so I moved this in the shade so we can see the lights a little bit better. So the first thing you do, you power it on, and I'm kind of lights indicate that it's ready to receive information. So then you go on your app here. Let's see if it connects. It connects, and it gives you options of floor, wall then floor, standard full pool, and then eco floor. So I'm going to go ahead and do some walls just so you can see how it climbs. It's pretty neat how that works. So we're just going to go ahead and hit wall, and it's successfully sent. And let's go ahead and plop this thing in. Okay, so there's not much to it. Once you've programmed it, just drop it in the water. Now somehow it detects that it's in the water. Otherwise it'll actually shut off if you don't get it in the water in time. I can still see the lights that are shining on it. So it'll take a second to get acclimated. There'll be a big burst of thrust that comes straight up. This is normal. I always think it's not going to work. it just kicked on. See the big burst that came up to the surface. And it's got scrubbers on the front, and it comes right up to the water's edge. Scrubs it. We've gotten a lot of rain the last couple days. The pool's a little over full, so it's hitting that coping brick edge. Otherwise, it would just sit there at the water's edge and scrub. That's not really its fault. It's just the pool's really, really full. And then you'll see that it kind of skews off and it creates a new path, and the scrubbers are going the whole time, and then it'll readjust and come up slightly over from where it was and go through the same thing. So like I said, I just did the walls. I just wanted you to see how that works. That jet on top, you can see is propulsing water to keep it pushed against the side. But I'm going to go ahead and stop this. I'm going to go ahead and retrieve it and let it do the bottom so you guys can see how well it works on the bottom. Okay, so I got it out of the water. That's the only thing that's a little weird. You'll see the hook that you got to put on the end of your pool pole, and it just goes around this, and that's how you pull it out of the water. I've seen other ones that have floating something, you know, little handle, floating handle with a string. But I think since the way this thing climbs the walls, I think it would just get all tangled. But anyway, so let's turn this back on. And we've got our light. Sorry, I got to try to do a couple things at one time here. Okay, so I went back to my settings. I'm going to change it to floor. Successfully sent. And we're going to go ahead and plop this thing back in, and we'll let it clean the floor, which is really what I need today. Again, it just kind of floats or drifts to the bottom. It recognizes that it's underwater. There's the thrust, so it just kicked on. And off it goes. So it'll inch up the wall just a little bit, and then it'll just back down and start doing a pattern. I think it's a random pattern, but it does just kind of go back and forth across the whole pool floor. So hopefully you can see the debris that's in the pool. I hope that that's coming out. And I'm gonna let this thing run about an hour. Like I say, set it and forget it, and then we'll come back and hopefully you'll be able to see what a good job it does, because it really is doing a good job. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I'm always my title, always into something. So, you know, I can set this and I can go to start doing my other chores and get some other stuff done. So on that note, if you guys have watched any of my videos, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. This is just something fun I do, but it's good to know that what I'm doing is helping other people. So we'll come back in a little while and see what the floor looks like. Alright, sorry about the shadow of the edge of the pool. Like I said, today's a pool day, so wanting to get this done kind of early. It's actually the 4th of July. Happy 4th if if anybody's actually watching it on the 4th of July. Just kind of wanted to show this working a little bit. I did look it up. It's $4.69 on Amazon right now, July 4th, 2024, and I'll put a link on it. And I did a lot of reviews. Read a lot of reviews, and it seems to be, like I say, a really good system so far. I just wanted to note that and show you it working a little bit. And again, I wish the shadow wasn't there. You could see it a little better, I think. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it alone, and when it's all done, I'll show you how I pull it out and clean it and give you a final review. So we'll come back in about an hour. Okay, so it ran almost 2 hours. I came out and checked it a couple times, and this is where it ended up. So when the battery just dies, it just parks. So let me go ahead and get this thing out. Could have been a little easier area for me. It's pretty heavy when you first bring it out of the water. Okay, so that's that. Let's show you what it does here with the filter. Let's bring it over here. Okay. You just take a hose. This is just a little hard to do here with one hand, but I'm just showing you for example. We'll leave that rest for later. And you just pelt the filter back and take this plug off, plug it back in, and it's ready for the next use. I did want to comment too that it's better if you keep the pool off while this thing's running, so your vacuum on the bottom doesn't affect it in any way. But here's the results. I would probably give it about a 90. Overall, it's did really good. But you get up at this end, and there's just so many angles. So there's an angle there, angle, 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 and this area, which it's usually done pretty good, there's, I don't know, 12 or 15 leaves that it left. But the rest of the pool, it just did a great job. And my pool is pretty tough. You can see how many angles there are, and it does throw it off a little bit. So every time it hits one of those angles, it skews it, where I think a rectangular pool would do better. But these do go on sale, you know. Check Amazon anytime there's running some specials. But all in all, I'm very happy with this thing. I throw it in a couple times a week. Like I say, usually, I just throw it in and just let it die and come back and take it out, clean the filter, and then plug it in. It takes, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours maybe or so to recharge. But there you go. Hope you find the review helpful. And again, we're always into something, so look back for another video. Thank you.